Hello, everyone, and welcome to Police Off the Cuff Real Crime Stories. I'm your host, retired NYPD Sergeant Bill Cannon, 27-year veteran on the NYPD. Folks, we have more information, of course, than we had yesterday. The person on the left in this thumbnail on the screen, as you see, his name is Ryan Ruth. And the disturbing thing about yesterday, of course, is that this is the second assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump in less than 3 months. Now, there's a lot of questions we have to ask, but it always goes back, of course, to the security. What is the security vulnerabilities that are allowing a guy like this to go along the fence of a golf course where a former president is playing golf and with him have an AR-15 style rifle, and not putting out exactly what type of rifle that was, and get close enough within 300 meters of a former president? I think that's disturbing. I think we have to ask what type of security vulnerabilities are being allowed. And again, investigate this. Why did this guy, Ryan Ruth, want to take a shot at a former president? Why was he loaded for bear at that location? What motivated him? We know that he was, according to Newsweek and some other publications, he was obsessed with Ukraine, the war in Ukraine. So a suspect in the custody after an apparent assassination attempt on Sunday. This happened at 1:30 p.m. against former President Donald Trump at his golf course in West Palm Beach, Florida. The suspect, identified as Ryan Wesley Ruth, age 58, appears to have been motivated by frustration with U.S. policy on the war in Ukraine. Many people are frustrated, but not many people get an AR-15 style rifle and get within 300 meters of a former president. His frustration. He was interviewed by Newsweek Romania in June 2022, and Ruth spoke about his efforts to recruit volunteers for the International Legion Defense of Ukraine, a unit of Ukraine's ground forces. The question as far as why I'm here, to me, a lot of the other conflicts are gray, but this conflict is definitely black and white, Ruth said. This is about good versus evil. This is a storybook, you know. Any movie we've ever watched, this is definitely evil against good. CNN chief law enforcement and intelligence analyst John Miller reported Sunday afternoon that Ruth's social media accounts have focused on his self-proclaimed involvement in the war in Ukraine, including his supposed effort to recruit soldiers to fight in the conflict. Ruth also claimed to have fought in Ukraine as it continues to hold off the Russian invasion. So that's his motivation. But why is this deep, deep hatred for Donald Trump? Where is that coming from? You know, where is that coming from? The hatred for Donald Trump. No one's taking shots yet, and I'm not saying it's a tit for tat thing, but they seem to be taking shots at Donald Trump, not at anyone else. Very serious.
In a matter of months, a lone gunman has tried to assassinate former President Donald Trump. Thanks for staying out with us late this evening. I'm Larry Miller. The FBI says the apparent assassination attempt was prevented by his Secret Service detail, who saw the gunman pointing an AK-47 style rifle while at Trump's golf course. Those officials shot the suspect. He tried to get away, but was later arrested. Tonight, we now know the identity of that gunman as 58-year-old Ryan Ralph. Police also released these pictures showing the gun, bags, and GoPro left behind at the scene. Social media postings that appeared to have been made by the alleged shooter show that he used to be a supporter of Trump, but has recently been in support of President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris, but also Vivek Ramaswamy and Nikki Haley. Christian Benavidez is at West Palm Beach, Florida, where this all happened, and has the latest.
Former President Donald Trump and federal authorities say he is safe after an apparent assassination attempt at his West Palm Beach golf course on Sunday.
1:30 this afternoon, call came out, shots fired. That was called in by the Secret Service.
Former President Donald Trump is safe and unharmed. following a protective incident shortly before 2 p.m. on Sunday at Trump International Golf Club at West Palm Beach. The U.S. Secret Service personnel opened fire on a gunman located near the property line, and this matter is under investigation.
Authorities brought a man into custody, and CBS News has confirmed the suspect's name is Ryan Wesley Routh, who is in his late 50s. Trump was playing a round of golf at the time of the incident, which comes about 2 months after a gunman attempted to assassinate the former president during a rally in Pennsylvania. He posted a message on social media assuring that he is safe and well and saying nothing will slow him down. 2 people familiar with the matter told CBS News that a male was seen with a high-powered rifle near Trump International Golf Club. The man was pointing the rifle at the golf course where Trump was apparently located at the time. U.S. Secret Service agents engaged the suspect, firing multiple shots as he tried to flee on foot.
In the bushes where this guy was is an AK-47 style rifle with a scope, 2 backpacks which were hung on the fence that had ceramic tile in them, and a GoPro.
The White House said President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris were briefed on the situation. Cristian Benavides, CBS News, West Palm Beach, Florida.
So we know the details basically, but of course, as I always preach in these cases, that investigation takes time. So you're not going to find out everything we need to know about this guy in just one day. It's going to take time. They got to go through his social media. They got to go through his background. They got to interview people that know this man. And the investigation will take months. It won't take weeks. It won't take days. It will take absolutely take months till we start finding out the truth. Did he act alone? Did someone else put him up to this? Those are some of the questions we have. His criminal history, I think they had that printed out the other day. He looks somewhat pathetic, this dude.
Good versus evil. This is a storybook. You know, any movie we've ever watched, this is definitely evil against good.
President Trump, they were on the 5th hole. They were about to go up to putt. They heard pop, 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 pop.
Now, in the bushes where this guy was is an AK-47 style rifle with a scope, 2 backpacks which were hung on the fence that had ceramic tile in them, and a GoPro, which he was going to take pictures of. We were able to get a hit on that vehicle on I-95 as it was headed into Martin County. We got a hold of Martin County Sheriff's Office, alerted them, and they spotted the vehicle and pulled it over and detained the guy.
The suspect's demeanor I would describe as having a relatively calm, flat, affect. Was not displaying a lot of emotion. Never asked, what is this about?
So they're posting on the screen some of his social media posts, and Trump should be Massa, make America slaves again. He has posted on his social media. He's a supporter of Ukraine and Taiwan, and visited Ukraine in 2022 in support of the war effort. So he's obsessed with something. In DC and Kyiv to provide soldiers for the war effort. I'm flying to Ukraine to fight for the kids and families of Ukrainians that are willing to go and die for democracy. Ryan Wesley Roth.
We should
Martin
have
County
thousands
Sheriff.
upon thousands of
This
people
is him
standing here with
speaking
the
out.
Ukrainians. This Maiden Square, Independence Square, we should have millions of people in this square, filling the square from every country around the world. And why we don't, I don't understand. We need everybody here. You know, if you have no skills, just come. You know, we need to be cheerleaders. Just being here and saying, hey, I support the Ukrainians and I support human rights and I support good and generosity and caring and kindness and altruism. And it's just, you know, we need to show the world that we care.
Speaking to the New York Times in 2023, Roth said he planned to move the Afghans, in some cases illegally, from Pakistan and Iran into Ukraine. This guy seems like
Ukraine is reluctant to be cooperative. Now I'm talking to over 100 soldiers every day, and pretty much everybody, all of my contacts in Ukraine, they were adamant, pretty much yelled at me every time that I suggested that we bring in Afghans.
He was convicted in 2002 of possessing a weapon of mass destruction in reference to a fully automatic machine gun after a 3-hour standoff with police in Greensboro, North Carolina. He's described himself on LinkedIn profile as mechanically minded and enjoying ideas and invention and creative projects with artistic flair. So he does have a digital footprint that seems it's quite extensive. The son of the alleged gunman, Orrin Roth, has gone on record saying his dad reportedly hates Trump like every reasonable person does, but claims he's not a violent person. Yeah, that's why he bought an AR-15. You know, again, we are just finding out deeper details. He's my dad, and all he's had is a couple traffic tickets, as far as I know. That's crazy. I know my dad and love my dad, but that's nothing like him. He's not a violent person. He's a hard worker and a great dad. Orrin Roth, by a Daily Mail, that's the son of Ryan.
New leaders the next go around that have a backbone and that, you know, have the fortitude to say, hey, we're not going to tolerate this type of behavior. This type of behavior is unacceptable.
So this is, you know, the big question here is not what this nutcase is saying, his manifesto, whatever he wants to say, his love for Ukraine. He wants to go over to Ukraine, recruit soldiers. It's the security laxes that allow a nutcase like this to get within 300 meters of a former president with a AR-15 style weapon. That's what we should be asking, not, you know, who is this guy? And, the rhetoric is causing to produce people like this that want to shoot a former president. This is what the media, the bullshit that the media tries to sell us, you know, that, oh, what is this horrible rhetoric that's causing people to want to assassinate? No, you got to look at the nutcases, not the rhetoric. Of course, they should cool off the rhetoric, lower the temperature, right? But that's on both sides, you know. But if you notice, the only one that is subject to these attacks is this man right here, to the right, Donald Trump. Who is Ryan Ruth? Second assassination attempt in less than 3 months. That's the questions we should be asking. Why does someone go to a golf course with an AR-15 style weapon with 2 backpacks and a GoPro? This nutcase wanted to video this, unknown if it was live or if it was taped, but he wanted to videotape this. So this happened at 1:30 p.m. yesterday afternoon on the property of Trump's golf course in West Palm Beach. Hopefully the Secret Service did react quite quickly. However, we have to question the security, the perimeter security that protects Trump while he's playing golf. So, folks, that's my update today. I want to give you an update on the second attempted assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump. I'm Bill Cannon from Police Off the Cuff. Have a wonderful day, everyone, and we'll talk soon. God bless.
One episode just ain't enough.